Hi, welcome back to Conversations with Kanyamozi. Today's topic is on the patriarchy. If you're conversant with feminist lingo, then you've surely had the word patriarchy. So smash the patriarchy, fuck the patriarchy, dismantle the patriarchy, because feminism is a movement that is a form of resistance to the patriarchy. So what exactly is this whole patriarchy mess feminists are always going on about? So the patriarchy is a system of power in which men hold the power exclusively and largely excluding women from that power. So a large part of the world lives in a patriarchal society, a society in which men hold the power. So common examples of this is for those that are Christians, I think most religions tend to accept that the father or the man is the head of the house and he's the provider, and then the woman is the caretaker. I mean, Adam, for Christ's sake, apparently, according to Christianity, I was made from a rib, imagine. Then there was CEO misconception. So there was a tweet where a lady shared that her CEO had got her a gift, and everyone was like, you're sleeping with him, blah blah blah. But before, she hadn't mentioned the gender or the sex of her CEO, but just we expected that the CEO was a man, because men hold positions of power. So women being successful. So when you see a woman driving past, and this is a common example, you see a woman driving in a Range or Mercedes, or she's got a good house, the first thing you might give the person behind her success is not her, but probably a husband or a father or what. And I'm not saying this doesn't happen, I'm just saying the fact that the first instinct most people have is that it's because of a man is because of power and the patriarchy, where men have the power and they have the resources. So I remember when I was learning about patriarchy, they asked us to do an exercise on pillars of oppression, or pillars that continue to carry the patriarchy. So looking back, I have four main pillars. Family. So I'm in a family where both my parents are present. So the first thing I remember is father, mother. So even when we play games, father, mother, from like a very young age, and all the children will go to their father, and all those little things. So that was indoctrinated into me, that for a home to be a home and loving, there must be a man to protect and provide for the home. Then tradition, and I will look back, say I'm a Mtoro, and on our cultural weddings, we're not allowed to turn our backs to the men. The men are the ones who negotiate. We're not allowed to look, because you do a whole line of girls and all that, and so we're not allowed to look directly into the men's eyes because they're supposed to be humble women. Then also there's a saying, Omseja Tayangwa, which basically says you never say no to a man. So again, men hold the power. Then church, Adam and Eve. The entire church is based off women being led by men, or women's lives rotating around men. Again, patriarchal conditioning. Then school. Funny enough, in Ugandan schools, you'll have homework for like P4 children, and they'll say, who is the head of the house? So you already know that the power is owned by men. So yeah, and also the patriarchy is based on binary thinking. So it's not inclusive of people who are not heterosexual. So it continues to push the heteronormative agenda, and we're going to talk about all this, don't worry. So it continues, it's man, woman. So gay people, lesbian couples, bisexual, trans, queer, all those are not included into the patriarchy, because according to the patriarchy, it's a man who's the head, the woman is the other. And oftentimes we see that people that do not bow to the patriarchy, or people who are not in line, their practices are not in line with the patriarchy, are punished. So bad women, can you imagine? Women who refuse to marry, women who refuse to be led by men, women who choose to be independent. There's always that misconception, or the way we look at them as failures for not following the status quo of being led by men. So yeah, that's the thing. So my question is, look into your life, look into what has conditioned you and made you who you are, your thinking and all of that. What are the pillars of oppression that continue to sustain the patriarchy within your life? Are you working on dismantling the patriarchy? Is that a thing that you're practicing? Are you wondering how you can? And I would say for me, it's just seeing where my conditioning is. If it's learning how to change a tire, I will, because gender roles, which we're going to talk about, were given to men. If it's me refusing to learn how to cook because cooking is a skill, I will eventually get it, but because I'm expected to learn how to cook because I'm a woman, maybe I will take my time and be like, until I find interest within me, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, like, share, comment, give me your answers, and subscribe. This is Conversations with Kanyamozi.